It's another weekend of English Premier League previews and predictions. You know how we do it here. First of all, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and also join this family. Last week we got 1 or 2 correct scores. Hopefully this week we're going to get more correct scores as well. So this week there are going to be very big matches this week. 2 big matches rather this week. Manchester United will be hosting Tottenham Hotspur, and also Liverpool would be hosting Manchester City. That is going to be a very tough one. Manchester City has been dropping points and they need to start winning the game again to chase Arsenal at the top of the log. While for Arsenal, they would be hosting Sunderland. Remember, Sunderland were the first team to score Arsenal after they kept a very long clean sheet, in the last couple of months. After Manchester City, scored against Arsenal, they kept consecutive clean sheets until Sunderland game. That was a very tough game at the Stadium of Light. That will be another tough fixture also. Chelsea needs to continue their winning form also away to Wolves. So we're going to be breaking down each and every of these fixtures, and I'm also going to be giving my predictions as well. So before we get into it, today also is a Friday night. There's going to be a game this Friday night, Leeds United against Nottingham Forest. So I hope this video will actually get out before that game actually starts. Now, before we get into all these games, I've actually set up my Telegram channel where I'll be dropping a lot of informations. That's our own community where we'll be building a lot over there, and also I'll be dropping some codes as well, some games, whether safe options, whether correct scores, and a whole lot of that. We'll be dropping that in our Telegram channel. So do well to hit the link in the bio, and also hit the link also in the comment section, whichever place you're actually watching from. Now let's start with the first game, Leeds United against Nottingham Forest. I'm going to be very, very quick and fast with this. For Leeds United, they sit 16th on the log, while for Nottingham Forest, they sit 17th on the log. A very, very tough fixture because these two sides wants to actually fight to leave the relegation waters, which is a very, very tough skin. To me, I feel these kind of games are 6-pointers, because if you win, you reduce the possibility of your opponents getting points to go above you in that particular relegation water. Why to you climb up. All right, so now they are playing against Nottingham Forest. Tough fixture. Friday night fixtures are always very tough, and to me these fixtures are very, very close, because Nottingham Forest in the last 5 they've won 3, Leeds United have won 2. It's a very close score, and also it's this game, the first leg ended 3-1, and Nottingham Forest won that game against Leeds. Now, going away to Leeds United, in which they lost the last match against Arsenal, which 4-0, which is a very tough one for them. Now they need to win again in front of their fans. They have another opportunity to redeem in front of their fans. While for Nottingham Forest, they've been putting up very, very shocking results in the last couple of weeks. The last time they went to Brentford, they picked up a 2-0 win at Brentford. They went to West Ham, they picked up a win at West Ham. They went to Wolves, they won at Wolves. They went to Liverpool, they won at Liverpool. So they are a very tough team. Very, very tough team. Now, to me, I think Leeds United have everything it takes to win this one. To get something rather out of this one. The last game they played was the loss, like I said, against Arsenal. Also, before then, they won against Fulham at home. They drew against Manchester United. In fact, they didn't drop points in like 5 games before the last match against Arsenal at home. So that makes it very, very tough for any team going over to Nottingham Forest. Remember, they are a wounded lion that they lost at home, which is going to be tough for any team going over to Leeds United. So my prediction for this game, I have 2 scores, but I have to pick one. My prediction is a 1-1 draw. That's one. Now, my second prediction is a 2-1 victory for Leeds United. So for me to pick one score right now, I'm going to go with my prediction for this game, Leeds United against Nottingham Forest, would be Leeds United 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Now to the next game, Manchester United against Tottenham Hotspur, which is a very, very big game. Manchester United are on a very good run of form. In fact, what they've done in the last couple of games has been amazing. Going over to beat Arsenal at home, winning against Fulham at home, 9 minutes goal, also winning against Manchester City. The first 3 games of the new coach has been amazing. Back-to-back victories, that is a very good one, giving the players confidence going into fixtures like this. Now for Spurs, they have a very good away record. Very, very good away record apart from home record. But in the last couple of games, they've not picked up victories away from home, apart from the game in which they won against Crystal Palace. Now, there's confidence in this team. Schalke is back. He scored against Manchester City. Now, he would be willing to do it again. Odegaard is back. Also, they have players who are back also from injuries and who are also doing well as well. Now, Manchester United are on a good vein of form. Like I said, they sit fourth on the log, which gives them an opportunity to climb, to go better, against Aston Villa, on the log if they could win this game. Now, they sit fourth on the log. Why for Spurs, they sit 14th on the log? Spurs are a crazy team. When you expect them to win, they lose. When you expect them to lose, they win. But they don't give me too much issues when I want to predict their games. Right now, I think it's going to be very tough for Spurs because this is not the Manchester United we used to know. This is a different Manchester United side. And now they have an opportunity to win again in front of their fans. As Doku is on injury, you see Matthew Cunha coming in and getting the goals. Fernandez is on an incredible run of form. Also, Mbomo is also scoring goals for fun as well. So they have everything and whatever it takes to win that game. Maguire is back and starting 11, Martinez also in defense. So they are in a very good vein of form. Now, I think Manchester United have everything it takes to pick us on. The first game ended in a 2-2 draw. I got that score correctly. 2-2 draw in the first game. That's the first leg away at Spurs. While this one, I think it's going to be very, very close. I think it's going to be very, very close. So if you want to be on the safe side, win or draw for Manchester United. But my prediction for this game is, instead of another 2-2 draw, something tells me 2-2. But instead of another 2-2 draw, looking at the form of Manchester United, I'm going to give them a chance. My prediction for this game is, wow, the odds favor Tottenham Hotspur. My prediction would be Manchester United 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2. To the next game, Bournemouth against Aston Villa. For Bournemouth, they sit 12th on the log, Aston Villa 3rd on the log, which is a very good one for Aston Villa trying to qualify for the Champions League automatically. Now, this game has actually favored Aston Villa very good, and they're also in a good vein of form. But they lost. I think they lost their last match, which was not a good one. Which was not a good one for Aston Villa. They lost to Brentford, at home. So they need to pick up themselves again against this Aston Villa side. Now, I think this game will be very close. I'll see a lot of goals in this game. So if you are scared, play goals, over 2.5 in this game. But to me, for a Bournemouth side that sit 12 on the log, they will always come out, they will always score, and they will always concede. So goals should be a very good one for this game. With the form of Bournemouth at home, they beat Liverpool 3-2 in their last game. The previous one, Spurs 3-2. The previous one, Arsenal 3-2. So they've been 3-2 team. But right now they are playing against Aston Villa, and Aston Villa will be away. The same Aston Villa who went away to beat Newcastle, the same Aston Villa who draw 0-goalless draw away from home against Crystal Palace, and Arsenal 4-1. I have two scores in mind: Bournemouth 2. Aston Villa 3, then Bournemouth 1, Aston Villa 2. My prediction for this game would be Bournemouth against Aston Villa. Bournemouth 2, Aston Villa 3. Now to the next game, Arsenal against Sunderland. Like I said, this game will be a very tough one. The same form Aston Villa started the season with is not the same form they have now. They've picked up some losses in the last couple of games. As Sunderland lost against West Ham, Sunderland lost against Brentford. I think they've just dropped that momentum a little bit. And playing against an Arsenal side that lost the last match they played at home in the Premier League, I don't see a chance for Sunderland. I don't see a chance. I think Arsenal will bring everything to this game to play against Sunderland. Now, for Arsenal, they have everything it takes to win this game. They have the squad for them. They have the squad depth. They have the momentum. They have the energy based on the fact that they won Chelsea in the last game, at that same stadium. So they've built a little bit of momentum. They've built a little bit of confidence at the Emirates Stadium. Now, this game has always favored Arsenal. In the last 5, Sunderland has not won anyone. The player like Isidore, who was close to leaving the team, would have it fight out with the starting place with Brobbey. Now, for Sunderland, the likes of Xhaka will be coming back to his former stadium and all of that. That would also would want to actually impress. But what happens in the last game against these two sides? Tough one. And for the form of these two sides, it's not far apart. Arsenal has won 3 times in his last 5 games in all competition, while Sunderland has won 3. So I think it's very, very close, I would say. But I want to see Gyökeres come into the team and try his best and at least get something. Arsenal has not been scoring a lot of goals in the last couple of weeks. I think this one, I don't think there will be a lot of goals also in this game. So I see a revenge for Arsenal because Sunderland actually deprived them of their continuous run of form in a clean sheet format in the last couple of games. So now, going over to the Emirates, Arsenal will want to revenge because it was a very tough one for Arsenal over there at the Stadium of Light. I think Arsenal sitting up first, knowing fully well that Manchester City are chasing behind them, would want to get this one and want to put this game to bed, knowing fully well that they won their last game in the Premier League 4-0 against Leeds United. So my prediction for this game is Arsenal 2, Sunderland 0. Now to the next game, Burnley against West Ham. For Burnley, they sit 19, West Ham sit 18, so we'll call this a relegation battle. I'm not going to spend time on these games, but Burnley, they've had a very good run of form at home. They've not lost at home in the last 2 games against Manchester United and against Spurs. 2 big teams, but they picked up a draw. Now, these 2 teams were inconsistent during those eras. But for West Ham, they've been showing some very, very good form. Went over to Wolves, beat Wolves. Away at Wolves, they lost to away at Wolves. Now they also... Yes, they lost away at Wolves. They won away at Spurs. They nearly pick up a victory against Chelsea. But Chelsea, knowing fully well they are sitting at home, playing at home rather in front of their fans, they came back into the game and they won that game. Now, they are going to score. They are going to give any team a run for their money. The first leg ended in a 3-2 victory for Burnley. I think this particular game, knowing fully well that Sunderland won against Burnley in their last game 3-2. Burnley lost their last match. West Ham lost their last game as well. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight, a real fight in this game. I want to give West Ham a chance. I really want to give West Ham a chance. But I see Burnley putting up a fight. I see Burnley not agreeing to what West Ham would want to bring. So my prediction for this game is Burnley 2, West Ham 2. Now to the next game, Fulham against Everton. For Fulham, 9th on the log. Everton, 10th on the log. Close one, close call. Tight one at this point. Fulham, these 2 teams, right? You see these 2 teams? These 2 teams are the teams I don't like predicting. Because these 2 teams, forget the fact that I'm sweating. These 2 teams, they give me a run for their money. Or a run for my money rather. These 2, I don't like predicting them. Everton and Fulham. When you expect this one to win, they lose. When you expect this one to lose, they win. Fulham, they are not my fans. I'm not their fan rather. Because they don't give me the best when it comes to predictions. But let's see what happens in this game. I see Fulham trying everything it takes to actually pick up this one. If there is a team that is going to win, Fulham against Everton, it's going to be Fulham. Right? But for Everton, I see a team also who wants to fight and who gets surprise results at every point in time. They went away at Aston Villa and they pick up a victory. They went away at Nottingham Forest, they pick up a victory. So you cannot predict Everton. They're a very good side. When you expect them to win, they lose. When you expect them to lose, they win. My prediction for this game, Fulham were very close to picking up something against Manchester United last week, while Brighton drew against Everton last game 1-1. My prediction for this game is a draw. Now, it now depends on goalless draw or a 1-1 draw. My prediction is Fulham 1, Everton 1. Now to the next game, Wolves against Chelsea. I see Chelsea continuing that winning form. I see Chelsea continue winning games. I see Chelsea not having it easy away at Wolves. I see Chelsea picking up a victory at this game. Now, for Wolves, at home, that is where they usually grind out, even if it's a single point at least. But against Chelsea, it's going to be tough. I don't see them picking up something against Chelsea. Chelsea needs to continue that run of form. Enzo Maresca, Lime Rizuna has been doing great since he came to the club. Now, he doesn't have the best of first half, but second half, it looks for a way to grind out the results. It happened against West Ham, Crystal Palace, and also Brentford, the 3 games he has played. Now, playing against Wolves, who sold their striker, Strand Larsen, brought in Gomez in midfield. sold John Arias to Palmares, brought in some couple of players who are not 100% quality, of course, but they are in a relegation battle. They sit 20th on the log. It's going to be hard for them if they are going to get anything against Chelsea. If it was an Enzo Maresca side, I would have said they would have defended and at the end of the day come out and get probably a point if they play a low block. But Wolves will fight, but Chelsea quality will prevail at the end of the day. Wolves, their last game was a loss against Bournemouth. My prediction for this game: Newcastle went there, they drew. West Ham went there, they lost. My prediction for this game is, with the last away form of Crystal Palace. Normally, Chelsea does not have a good away record. But you see, the last one against Crystal Palace proved something different. Because if we want to talk about the one against Everton and the rest, the one against Fulham, Man City, Newcastle, Chelsea had 3 draws on the bounce, which was not a good result. That was what sacked Enzo Maresca. My prediction for this game is Wolves 1, Chelsea 2. Even if something tells me it's going to be a 2-0 victory for Chelsea. Something tells me that. But I want to see the fight of Wolves. So I'm giving Wolves 1 goal. Then Chelsea 2 goals. So my prediction, Wolves 1, Chelsea 2. Newcastle against Brentford is the next game. For Newcastle, unstable team, but they lost against Manchester City away from home will open their eyes and will make them fight. Last game they played at home was a loss against Aston Villa, which was a tough one for them as well. Now, before then, they've been picking up points, draws like that, a win against Fulham, a draw against Bournemouth and the rest. So, a win against Leeds, a win against Crystal Palace, a draw against Chelsea. Now, for Newcastle, they need to win this game. I like to see Igor Thiago. I like to see of Brentford score. Damsgaard make an assist. Shad giving Newcastle a run for their money. Why for Newcastle? I love to see Anthony Gordon, who is currently injured, so he might not play. That might be a problem. But I trust Harvey Barnes, and the other guys to come in and do something. Brentford playing at home has been a fantastic team. But whenever they've played away from home, they've only won 2 away games, and that was against West Ham and against Everton. And against Wolves, that's 3. Against Aston Villa also. So, recently, I think they've been good. But I think Newcastle will be too strong for them. My prediction for this game is Newcastle 2, Brentford 1. Now to the next game, Brighton against Crystal Palace. For Brighton, very inconsistent team. They draw point unnecessarily, even from winning positions, like they did against Fulham. Now, this game against Crystal Palace are in a very, very bad run of form. They've not won any game in their last 6 games or 7, thereabouts, or 5 games. They've not won any game. It's always going to be close against Fulham. Always going to be against Brighton, rather. Always going to be close. The first leg. Now, let me take you back a bit. The first leg for that Newcastle and Brentford game ended in a 3-1 victory for Brentford. So, expect a revenge. For Brighton, the first game ended in a goalless draw against Crystal Palace. Now, they are going to be a very tough one against Crystal Palace. I'm not going to spend time on this. The last match for Brighton, was a 1-1 draw against Everton. The last match for Crystal Palace was a 1-1 draw against Nottingham Forest. This match is a tough one for me. My prediction for this game are 2 scores. 2-1 Brighton win or 1-1 Crystal Palace draw. Brighton 1x, win or draw. This game will be tough. My prediction for this game is Brighton 1, Crystal Palace 1. Next game, which is the toughest game of the weekend, will be Liverpool against Manchester City. Remember what happened in the first game? Manchester City dealt with Liverpool, and that game ended 3-0. Now, this is a Liverpool team that is rejuvenated. They are trying to pick up points again. The last game was a 4-1 victory against Newcastle. Now, they will be playing against a Manchester City side that is wounded. They draw point against Tottenham, lost against Manchester United, drop points against Brighton, drop point against Chelsea, drop point against Sunderland, they won against Wolves. It's not the best. If they must chase Arsenal, they must win this game. Now, how do you win at Anfield? It's a cause for concern. So I see a very tough fixture. Florian Wirtz have come into his own, has gotten himself back. Look at Ekitike scoring goals again. Salah providing assists, which is a good one. For Manchester City, they can have, if Erling Haaland is not in the game, is a problem for them. Yes, Semenyo might score. Yes, the other French guy in midfield might make an assist, right? But if Erling Haaland is not in the game, it's a very tough one for this Manchester City side. And I've seen it in the last couple of games. They don't have, you see, when you lose your first partnership, Ruben Diaz and also Gavio, is a problem. Yes, Maguire is quality, but how about Kusenov? That is where Liverpool will make use of, right? So I see Liverpool scoring. I see Manchester City scoring as well. Now, who is going to pick up this one? Liverpool sits sixth. If they win this game, they move up. Manchester City sixth second. If they win this game, they close the gap. So that is where the problem is right now. So it's a very good one. Liverpool won their last game at home. Again, now for Manchester City, bad run of form. Bad run of form. My prediction for this game is a draw. Yet another draw for Manchester City. Liverpool will pick up a draw or will pick up something. Liverpool will not lose this game against Manchester City. My prediction would be Liverpool 2, Manchester City 2. My prediction for this game will be a draw. Liverpool 2, Manchester City 2. Let me know what you think. Remember, betting, you have to bet responsibly. And predictions are not always 100% right, but my predictions are good. Definitely will get some correct scores this weekend. And also, check in the comment section for my Telegram channel. Join my Telegram channel. Join my community. I'll be dropping some games over there also during the course of the week. And also, these games as well. I'll be playing the safe options. I'll be playing the correct scores also. So do well to check and join my Telegram group as well. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell until I come away again next time. I remain your boy Mike Way. Stay cool. Cheers.